Hello, everyone. Today I'm back with Richard. I hope you guys are all excited to have Richard back. I'm sure you will. So excited because he's such a busy bee these days, so it's hard to pin him down. Welcome, Richard. How are you?
Thank you, my sister, the beautiful Anina, light warrior excellence. I am great. I am happy. I am good. I'm feeling good, and I'm very excited to be with you today and with South Africa. So, Montreal loves you all, South Africa. Thank you for having me again.
Beautiful. And you did some peeking into certain aspects of South Africa.
I did.
Which is awesome. So we're going to get into
Mhm.
that and a whole bunch of other things. We're going to talk about South Africa and past lives and galactic history and a whole bunch of interesting subjects that I think you guys are going to love. So Richard, you just like told me, oh, did some research on South Africa and I picked this up
Mhm.
and picked that up. So do share with us
Oh,
what
yes,
you
of course, with
found.
great pleasure, my beauty. So this is what I do now for the last several months. Like whenever I start my day and with a meditation. So I knew that I was gonna come to La Famille here and make this recording with Anina, Vivid Earth. And so I wanted to know, on certain topics that I thought we might be talking about. But then I said, bring me to South Africa. Like I haven't like tapped into the frequencies in a while. So I want to see what is happening right now. And it was very interesting. It was very different than what I tapped into maybe 3, 4 months ago. I saw a lot of activity happening. I saw a lot of activity with Table Mountain. So I went deeper into my meditation because I saw it almost like a pulsing like crystal. Okay, like I was seeing it pulse. Okay, what is this? Let's go in. So I was able to see there was a lot of plasma traffic. So like plasma ships above Table Mountain and within Table Mountain. So what is plasma, right? It's like a jelly water. It's like a liquid. So that was very interesting to me. And I also saw like there were actually like beings, and I'm not sure if these beings are plasma beings, but coming from within, like starting to merge. And it felt very, very beautiful. It felt very connected to the Mer or Lemurian coding. And I know it's not in the same area per se, but I say this because then I went directly into the waters. Where was the waters I said I went to?
Agulhas.
Okay, thank you, because I don't know how to
That's
pronounce
at the
this.
southernmost point of southern Africa, basically. Agulhas is the
Okay,
that's the
uh-huh.
name. Mm.
So I went there and I saw a lot of activity in the water. I was seeing like I called like ley lines in the water, I call them love lines because, water and the heart and the liquid and the plasma. So I call them love lines. And I saw a lot of pods of whales, and there was like a merge and more traffic with the whales. So I went into the water and I went with these pods of whales to see what they were doing. And they were rebalancing like the ley lines, the love lines in the water because something else is merging with Table Mountain. And it was beautiful because I could see them. It's almost like these networks or um, like veins in the water. I don't know how to explain it, but
Mm-hmm.
they were reworking it. Then I saw dolphins, more activity in dolphins, and they were like a rebalancing what the whales were doing in their magic. And I got flesh of the, I don't know if you can see my flesh, my goof stuff. Oh my gosh. Woo.
That's so
And
beautiful. Wow.
it's gorgeous. And then, of course, Richard and his sharks. Show me the sharks. I want to see what's going on. And I did see more activity with the sharks, but it's nothing nefarious. We're not talking about Jaws, okay, or anything like that. They're just like with the new like energy and the frequency. So there might be more activity with them, but they're not. I did not, because of course, are they going crazy? Are they going to start biting? I got a big no. Because sharks also are guardians of love lines,
Mm. And
especially the
also,
great white.
they also affected my energy. So if the energy is disrupted, they might act out. Just
Yes,
simply
but I didn't see them biting
yes.
out of it.
But this is the
No.
opposite. This is harmonious,
Yes, yes,
harmonizing.
yes.
So in fact, if anything, we will see them
Mm.
more playful, more harmonious in the water than even
If,
usual.
and it's beautiful. And we were talking, my beautiful sister, just before coming to record, and you shared with me that about 2 weeks ago, I think, there was more activity with the dolphins.
It was a few weeks ago. It could even be maybe 2 months ago. I can't remember. So it's maybe
Okay.
been building up. But somebody reported out of Hermanus, which is actually closer to that region that you mentioned, Agulhas, that
Uh-huh.
there was dolphins coming down past the coast, but literally like hundreds, if not thousands of them. I saw a video of it, and actually some people became concerned because sometimes they can move away from something like, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
tsunami or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was kind of maybe the opposite. They were on a mission and they were drawn by frequency, and there
Mm-hmm.
was just thousands of them playing in the water and like going down the coastline basically of the
Uh-huh.
country. So that is just so beautiful. And I think we have so much, I want to say offshore, off planet help at the moment with harmonizing the energies, especially with what's been happening here over the last couple of months, and which might, some really terrible stuff that needed to come to the surface, but it can also have a negative impact of the people. So this must maybe a rebalancing and a reharmonizing of the energies of the country. And it makes sense that it's coming through the waters because
Yeah.
country is like immersed with water on basically all sides of it. It's only the top that doesn't have water around it, and because we're the southern
Mm.
tip of Africa. And then also the mountain, the Table Mountain, that makes so much sense because there is a lot of crystal in Table Mountain. We know that for a
Ah,
so it is like a big
okay.
crystal rock, but we also know that years ago there has been a lot of nefarious stuff happening in the mountain in terms of
Mm.
tunnels and trafficking and all of that, which I believe
Yes.
has been cleared out and repurposed for more
I'm not
beautiful.
seeing it. Like
And
I
in
feel
fact, there
it's
are
clear.
portals. So yeah, plasma ships can move in and out of the mountain through portals that we don't see because it's veiled. But that's what I've
There's a
heard.
lot of activity. It's big. It's like an airport.
And it's massive. It's a big mountain. Tell me something. I also heard
Yes.
that there are medbed facilities in Table Mountain. Does that ring true? Medbed.
I'm, I'm sorry I didn't hear you.
Medbeds.
Med beds, yes, I get a big fat yes.
So
So of course
maybe.
there would be no more trafficking over there. I see it. That's stopped.
Hmm.
I see that the corrupt system also, where you're at, South Africa, they're having a hard time keeping their power. It's breaking off.
Hmm.
People, I'm seeing a lot of healing happening with small communities or like ancestral lines. People are coming back online.
Hmm.
Yeah, so whatever was happening, because I did see the tunnels. I think it was the first time we had a session together with the trafficking. I'm not seeing it anymore.
Hmm.
So if the med beds are there, and then we got the plasma beings, and we got the oceans happening, they're not going to tolerate that. That's
Hmm.
a no.
Also,
Big
because
no.
Table Mountain is a big vortex. It's not a. It's not a chakra of the earth
Hmm.
apparently, but it is a vortex. So it is a powerful energy point that
Yeah.
can potentially affect the whole area around it. So it makes sense that the ETs are moving in there and treating that as an energy gateway, so to speak,
Well,
to the rest of the
I guess it was
country.
always like that, but then we had the corruption that we've cleaned up. Everyone's been very active, and we're winning, winning, winning. I get that Table Mountain. That's very curious because you just said something about a vortex. I just got the vision that it would be like the pineal gland.
Mm,
That's what I just showed, like this on my forehead, lightening up. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah. So that would be a vortex, right?
yeah,
Seeing through dimensions.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that I believe Earth's chakras have been moving. It doesn't always stay in the same
Mm.
places. So it's
Mm-hmm.
possible that it's moved. So that could very well be that it's
But
actually, yeah, the
I'm
third
getting
eye.
again the Mu and Lemurian energy is very active, or where you're at right now, and
Mm,
that's what the whales have been doing. Whales are amazing, amazing sentient
Mm.
beings.
Yeah,
I think they're all off-worlders.
they are. They've been
Yeah.
gifted to us to help us, through
Yes.
this
Yes.
3D situation that we've been in for the last thousands of years.
Yes.
Just to
And
help
moving
smooth
out.
things a little bit for us, support us a little bit.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that is just beautiful to hear. So there's always help and support. Of course, we have to do the legwork. We've got to do the work in terms of alchemizing densities in our own bodies. And often we will do it for the collective and the ancestral line, and everyone else is like, hello, can I get a break? But
Yes.
seriously, that's what we came here to do. It's part of our mission.
Mm.
The other thing that I just want to mention, I might have mentioned this before, that there's something called the South Atlantic anomaly. It's actually in the sea between South Africa and South America. And what it is, the magnetic pull in that area is extremely low. It's like an anomaly. Um, and when that happens, is that more radiation can come in
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not using the right words now, but basically they call it the South Atlantic anomaly. The magnetic pull here is very low. What it means for us living here and for people visiting here, people feel very light. They feel very healthy suddenly. They feel well. They go back to London and like, oh, it feels like my organs are dragging on the floor. That's because the very dense energy, the magnetism of the area they stay in literally weighs the organs and everything else down. So people generally feel very wow here, and I don't know why. That is why Cape Town is so popular. Yes, of course, it's a beautiful city and all of that, but there's probably more beautiful places around the world. But the fact that people just feel so good when they're here is one of the main reasons that a lot of foreigners have moved here, bought, villas and houses all over, and they just love it here. And we have so many Europeans. Like, just not going back to Europe. Germany, no, forget it. Italy, forget it. France, forget it. This is my home now.
Montreal, the hell with it. I'm staying here.
Oh, well,
But that's very interesting. And has this this anomaly been recent, or it's always been there?
it's been going on for quite a few years, and it's getting more worse and worse, or more
Better and better.
pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
And I met somebody a couple of years ago who was working on a space project or with an American team, and they wanted to set up a space training facility in the Western Cape where we are, because we are the closest thing that you can be to space. So people can train here and experience what it feels to be light. So that was interesting for me, and that's where I learned about this whole thing. We do get hit with more radiation because the magnetism or the magnetic pull uh, of the earth actually protects you, but it also perhaps allows more solar flares and solar energies to come through, which is something that I've thought about, because it's something that you need to acclimatize to. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, we burn more here in Cape Town. Like in any other place you go to, you get like a nice golden tan. In Cape Town, you're like 2 hours in the sun and you're like red. But you acclimatize it, you get used to it. Um, so I'm wondering if we get more affected by solar activity as well. Just
I get a yes. And I actually want to know if the radiation is like a bad thing.
no, it's not a bad
It's
thing.
not. Yeah.
Radiation is kind of neutral, but just like solar flares, it can be a lot for the body to process if you're not used to it.
Yes.
Um, so I guess we've been like prepared already in Cape Town. Um,
I think so.
yeah, and everyone will say when they come here, South Africans are so friendly, like the friendliest
Mm,
people. We
yeah.
just we go to London and we sit on the tram and we say hi to people, and they think like, what's wrong with her? Is she okay? Just because we're
She's
being
friendly.
friendly.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
I get that too as a Montrealer. We're like very friendly. Like the French of Montreal,
Yeah,
we're huggers, we're lovers, right? And
yeah.
it's
Warm
sometimes
people.
yeah, Very similar like you guys, I guess.
And look, we actually like long lost cousins.
Uh,
Because
yes.
we both came from French lines, and at the
Hmm.
time when that French group was fleeing France, the Catholics, because they for religious persecution, the Catholics went to Canada, and the Presbyterians came to South Africa. That's the only reason why we kind of went to different places.
Oh, well, I just learned something I did not know. Yeah.
But we actually have a very like the same history in a way. The only
Right.
the only reason we're not speaking French anymore is because the Dutch came in and said, "You guys are not going to speak French. It's not allowed."
Oh,
They
wow.
colonized South Africa, and they
Uh,
beat the Dutch, all the French out of us. So today we lost our French heritage, but we still have other things like beautiful vineyards and wine, and little French areas and that kind of thing. But the French
okay.
language, not so much anymore.
Right. Right.
Anyway,
But
just a
yes,
little
I get that.
aside.
All. Pardon me?
It's just a little aside that I wanted to mention.
Yes, I love it. I love it. But yes, like what you're talking about with that radiation and the solar flares, and it just goes. It's been for a few years now. Huh? This is all part of the Great Awakening, what was made to arise, right? Gaia is like back online right now, and this is why I'm seeing all that. The waters and Table Mountain, and it is a portal there because I did say it feels like an airport.
Mm.
So you're very lucky to live where you are. Plus, I saw visions of a white lion that you have.
Yes. Tell us
Mm.
about your visions.
Well, because after I got out of the water, I was shown, like for the people, like I was saying, like I'm seeing, like the nefarious ones who have been ruling are starting to lose their grip. They're getting like oily hands, and they're having a hard time keeping the nefarious stuff up. And then I'd see, like like little communes or ancestral lines like coming back online, and then I was showed a vision of a white lion. All right, so guys, I have a thing for cats, all felines. It's a fetish for me, really. Okay, like I see a cat, I'm on the floor with the cat running, rolling around. Like I love, love, love cats. So what is this lion? I asked because I knew it was not albino. It had like a normal colored nose, and the eyes were either blue or amber. So it's not an albino. So I got the word Tim, I think.
Timbavati.
Yes. So I had to look this up afterwards. Okay. So it's actually a lion from an actual place. So a real lion in Timbavati. So, okay, I want to know more about these lions because I was shown that what was happening with the communes and the people of South Africa was almost like the pride of this lion coming online. I'm getting the shivers again. So let's dig in a little bit more, right? So these lions, I saw that the elders would see them almost like prophetic, like to see one and to stare into their eyes would like trigger like the lion's heart memory. There's something so magical about them. So now, outside of meditation, because when I get my visions, I get them so rapid. It's like when I do my cards, it's rapid fire. So I got to record everything or else I'm going to forget it. So I Googled a little bit more, and then I found that these lions were actually almost extinct at one point. But then we had a woman. I mentioned to her, do you remember Linda something?
Yeah, you
A
mentioned her.
woman, Linda Tucker. So yes, what I got is that in the Timbavati region, it's like a real wildlife reserve around the area of Limpopo province
Limpopo, yeah.
or bordering Kruger National Park.
Yeah.
So in the wild, they went nearly extinct due to, I hate this part, trophy hunting, habitats loss, and interference by game reserves wanting normal lions for tourists. But thanks to the guardians such as Linda Tucker and the Golden White Lion Protection Trust, some of these white lions have been rewilded and protected in the Timbavati region. So, yay that.
You know what I'm just picking? I just picked up now, according to our ancient tribal traditions, Timbavati is believed to be the place where the star lions came down.
Yes. The Lyrians. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's big. It's big.
You know what I'm picking up now? They gave us these white lions because in that region there's no sea, and like we said, on the bottom half there's sea where the dolphins and the whales can do the frequency. Now in this very central area, there's no sea close by. They left the white lions here to protect the frequency.
Yes. I even got the flesh of the goose in my kneecaps. Have you ever had a shiver in your kneecap? It's the weirdest thing. Both of them. Wow. So that means that you speak the truth. These lions are more than lions.
Yeah, I feel them that they're
actual. They feel like actual lions.
Yeah, they will often come down and give a little part of their soul and send these beings down that seemingly is just animals, but meanwhile they are a fractal of a much higher dimensional soul, and that still reflects the same with the dolphins and the whales. So they left these beings here to protect the land and to protect the people. Obviously.
Yes, absolutely. And when you said dolphin, I got Sirius B that just jumped into my hand.
They are from Sirius B.
Okay, because I don't know much about Sirius B, but that just showed up when you said
the very watery planet.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
So who would they be, Sirius B? Is that a Dromedan? Well, who would be
No, it's its own. It is Sirius A and B, and it's its own cluster. And actually the Christ bloodline is supposedly from Sirius. So
the Christos Sophia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting a big yes about this.
Christos bloodline. Yeah.
Yes, I get a big fat yes. Ooh, we got something here. I like this. Back to this is why you're having all that activity there. That's Gaia coming back online, full throttle. South Africa, your worst is done. Like I'm considering, I'm coming.
You are. We won't take no for an answer.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna love it there. I'm gonna have so much fun. Okay, so so we're accurate. Sirius B, Christos, bloodline, it's all a yes. This is why I think it was so heavily infiltrated with those tunnels, with whatever you want to call of crocodilians. That's the evil reptilian. I call them crocodilians. And but that's all done. It's cleaning house. And those frequencies, guys, cannot survive in heightened frequency. Keep the image of the opera singer that shatters crystal glass.
Yes.
You feel good when you're there, and that's what you say, with the electromagnetic people, they feel good and they go to England and all their organs are like dragging on the ground. Like those evil ones cannot live in that frequency. They, like in the movie Scanners, their heads explode.
Yeah, that's why they so purposefully infiltrated South Africa, and in Table Mountain obviously messed up that total. They basically captured the vortex so that we could benefit from it. But that's all history now.
It's history. It's gone. I don't see it. I just see like plush and growing and healing, and it's going to heal fast.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. It's going to be quite rapid. I'm seeing it now because of that frequency.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people like dancing in the street, and I'm seeing it. Like I'm coming. What I see now, I'm definitely coming.
Yeah. It is really, really magnificent what is happening. And I think, you feel it too. There's been a massive shift over just the last couple of weeks. I feel like we in a different reality almost.
Yeah.
Things have
Yeah.
just shifted quite dramatically. I
Mm.
think all of us have like leveled up like crazy, jumped a
Mm.
whole couple of levels, quantum leaped a few levels ahead, and things
Mhm.
are moving fast now. So all the stars are aligned. Exciting.
Yeah, and I think it's also like the commune, right? Like the family, like all of us. Like I'm seeing a lot
Yeah.
also people are getting less and less interested in like regurgitating past stuff,
Yeah.
keeping it there. A lot of people are closing the door, like we know
Yes,
what happened. And the more
exactly.
that we do this, we all come back to the singularity as one. And that's where the crystal and the healing happens. If we keep reminding ourselves of what they used to do, but we're stuck, we're in
Yeah.
quicksand.
And we've been
That's
there, we've done
3D.
that. It's not
Yeah.
like we've, you know, leaving the little ones and what happened to them behind, but we have to move forward and build the new earth
Yeah.
again.
Create.
you know we have to
Yeah.
create. And I feel it was just like clockwork. We all got the signal. We're going to move forward now.
Yeah, I know.
Done is
It's
done.
amazing. Yes.
Like people are less
Finally.
interested in intel, or they'll maybe look at it for amusement and see what's happening in the world, but it will be from an amusement point of view rather from a frantic, oh, what's happening. And people
Yeah.
are focusing on their spiritual development more than what's happening in the outside world, because they
Yes.
realize the work that they do has an impact on the outside world. In fact, we co-create the outside world. The less energy we give these guys, the quicker they're going to disappear off the map. They're almost gone anyway.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, and that's
I love
why
it. It's a great time to be alive.
it
Yeah.
is.
It is. Yeah.
We are seeing like the peak of the movie. We're living through the peak of the movie. Everyone will say, "Oh, how
Mhm.
was it? I so wanted to be there, but I couldn't go." And it's like, you've got no idea. Like literally, this was the movie of a century to live through.
Oh,
where
yes.
we
Absolutely.
where we saved the planet. We all came together. We raised our frequency and we pulled Gaia out of 3D back into 5D as a baseline. So back into 5D as a baseline and beyond,
Hmm.
because there
Hmm.
is really no limit.
It's like a multiverse. Like it just keeps like reopening and reopening and expanding every time that I look into outer space, which I don't believe is what it is. Like I think it's all
It's
plasma
not what
water.
we think it is. Yeah.
That's not what we think it is. Like it's like psychedelic, you know? It's like I never see walls, doors, ceilings, floors. It just keeps expanding in a beautiful psychedelic thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
if
why.
you know how to, sorry.
Yeah. No, that's why we've been told a couple of years, oh, there's millions of universes. It's like, at first, like, how does that make sense? But
I
actually,
know.
these are just like millions of parallels of different experiences. It's not like physical stuff necessarily,
That's right.
so we have to change our thinking, how we think about what is space, and is it just like the dark sky? No. So it is very different, but it's a little bit difficult for our human brains to grasp, but some of us are starting to feel it and see it, and more people are going to come online and just you know understand it's
Yes. Well, I
not as
think it's normal
rudimentary as
that
we think it is.
yes, I think it's normal that at the beginning it could be like overwhelming, but where it does help, right? Because we all have to do, like you say, the work, right? Like the day of wanting a quick pill to awaken or going to see a guru for them to like help you with your kundalini, like we have to do the work. So what is
Yeah.
the work? You know, whether it's meditating every day or it's talking to your higher self, getting to acknowledge and know your higher self and trust it. And the beauty with that, the trust, is that at one point you surrender to what you do not know.
Mm.
Surrendering is not a weakness, it's absolute strength because you got like that inner knowing, that remembrance, and that strong conviction that you don't need to know everything, but you trust that it is there and you will get to know as you do the work. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you can't go to the gym once a week and expect the body you want, right? In the end. So I think
Exactly.
it's, yeah.
We've got
So
to do the
eventually
work. It takes discipline.
it takes discipline. So I
Mm.
think that eventually it's no more overwhelming, because to me, like, nothing is impossible. Like, everything is absolutely doable. I can manifest anything I really want, because I know how manifesting is. It's not like, oh, I want this house or I want this. That's all the universe is, or your higher self or whatever is going to give to you, the wanting. You actually have to see yourself living in the future. What does it smell like? What am I wearing? What does it look like out the window? And you live that whole fantasy, and then you bring it into the now. That's how manifesting is. So
Yeah.
we can create everything and absolutely all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry, I went off there.
no, no, no. I love it. I love it because it is so. I keep trying to explain to people, wanting things and asking for things to happen won't make it happen. You got to feel it like you're living in it. You're walking through your new house. What does it look
Yes.
like? Have the most vivid images. That's what starts the whole process.
Well,
And
yes, because that version of us already does exist. So we just bring that timeline into the now moment.
yes. And
Yeah.
you know, when I was still in my 3D and I just got shut off this whole uh, spiritual world for a couple of years, and I just was very business focused and ambitious and had to be successful and, you know, blah blah blah. Anyway, part of my business was creating events, but like large scale events, which I co-own. So it's quite scary because sometimes you have a budget of millions of, you know, in the budget,
Mm.
but you don't yet have the finances. So you have to go look for the sponsors. You got to sell enough tickets. So it's not like you're putting on an event for somebody else and they just pay you the money and you do the event. It's like you creating everything from scratch. But what I used to do, and I started realizing it now, and what I was really good at, I would imagine the whole event, exactly what everything looked like. And some of these were big. I mean, we're talking about uh, maybe 5,000 square meters of different experiences. And, you know, I used to do like these polo events, like polo with stick, you know, but they
Oh,
were
okay.
like
Yeah.
extreme luxury. So there was like a champagne corner there and this there and all these different experiences. So I used to picture everything in my
Mm-hmm.
head. I used to literally see it. And I used to walk through from arrival. What does it feel like as a guest to arrive? What are the different experiences? What do you see? What is it going to be like? So I literally put the whole thing together in my head. I visualized it from start to finish. And then that's what actually would create that link. And that is what we're doing now,
Mm-hmm.
or what we can do. Whatever we want to create, this new earth, like dream about it daily, but not just like, oh, that would be nice. No, just see
Yeah.
it. Just start seeing it. And every aspect of it. What do homes look like? What do roads
Mm-hmm.
look like? Do we even have still roads? What does, you know, farming look like? What do community markets, are they still supermarkets, aren't they? You know, so
Mm-hmm.
we are starting to imagine all the aspects of new earth, and before we know it, somehow it just kind of falls into place, you
Yeah.
know. And I know the
Yes.
role of some is to take the action and build the stuff physically,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well,
most of
yeah.
us, what we really need is a solid visual plan and feel like it's already here. Like live in that
Happened.
movie,
Yeah.
be in that movie, feel how exciting it is,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah. Yeah.
actually
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. And I think that's beautifully explained, my sister. And I agree with everything you just said, like, strongly. I resonate. And the thing is, right, is that because, see, as a one humanity, we're all awakening, and it's as if we're all coming back to, soul groups are coming. So it's like very similar to come back to the singularity, the one, the source energy, because we're less distracted by the fear porn. We're out of that. So now what's happening is things are starting to change and all that. And that's where we can manifest, because when you're out of the fear porn, indoctrination or imprisonment, I like that word, you start now to feel again like that inner child is coming back on. The little version of you, do you remember that? Like
yeah,
how her dreamed big. When I grow up, this is what I'm going to become. So now that we're not tethered or ball and chained to that fear thing, the inner child is coming online, and all of us doing it is how we are helping Gaia to get restored, because we are all her children. I mean, this is how it is. So that inner child, that's what makes things happen. That's how I got my Trans Am Firebird. Did I ever tell you that story?
No, do
Okay,
tell us.
so yes, I'd love to because like I love a few subjects I never tire of talking about. One is Farrah Fawcett, the other one is my Trans Am and cats.
And cats, don't forget.
So I'm 55 years old now. So I never had my license because I was driven around and I partied a lot too. So, it was maybe a good thing that I didn't have my license. And about 5 years ago, like that's when I got my license, right?
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. And so in my hands, it come, all right, it's like, I'm planning on my license, but I'm going to get my dream car. I want a 1979 Trans Am Firebird. That's what I wanted as a kid. So if I'm going to do it now, that's what. But these cars are rare. I mean, it's a vintage. Usually, if you find one, you can't drive away with it. It has to be a working project and full of rust. Because especially here, like we got the snow and all that, and these cars are not made for snow, right? So I would go meditate. So I still don't have my license yet. And every morning I go meditate. And I was so cute. I was adorable at the time. I'd actually wear a beanie on my head and I'd put like crystals under my hat, like one of my pineal glands. And I'd have them all over me. And then I'd shut, like, so I couldn't, I was dark. And then I'd go in my meditation and say, all right, I'm calling in my Trans Am. What does it feel like being in it? The leather, the wheel, when I start the engine, because it's, like 8 cylinders, so it's loud, right? What does it sound like? What is like the gas smell? Going backwards down my driveway, then
All the sense.
turning the keys. And I did that every day. And then a year later, my higher self said, okay, go on Kijiji, your car is there. So I go, Kijiji to Canada. And the first one I did for Trans Am Firebird was for the price I wanted, 18,000, 10 minutes away, no rust to drive away with.
Wow.
I manifested it. It was 10 minutes away from me.
Your guys were like saying, he's put in a tall order, but we'll make it happen.
And it was gorgeous, exactly what I wanted. And so I got the car. Then I got the insurance. That was hard because I still didn't have my license. And then I got my license. So
Oh,
I did
wow.
everything backwards. Isn't that funny? Thank you for listening. I wanted to share because I find that, to me, it means a lot. But, whatever you want to manifest, like you'll have your own version of a Trans Am, whatever it is. If you, what does it taste like, smell like? It's I'm living proof that it works.
That's
You know?
beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Hey,
It works, guys. Don't tell me your life is miserable.
Oh
You can turn it
no, happy.
around.
Mm.
So everyone, can make a difference. And it's about being empowered, right? Not giving our power away to something external. We can use tools, we can use whatever is useful, but don't let it be your authority.
That's right.
Realize that you have the power within
Mhm.
to make it happen.
And you always did. We just were made to believe that we never had because we were too busy looking outside of ourselves, whether it be for God or anything, look out. No, no,
Yeah,
no. It's all in here, huh? This is more than a
absolutely.
heart, guys.
This is the portal to
Uh-huh.
everything you need.
Yes. Yes.
And we speaking of the Lyrans and the lions,
Mm.
this is a time I think that a lot of people are coming online, also with the fact that they've spent many lives across the multiverse, and maybe there's specific planets that they resonate with. And I think this era of remembrance that we are in is so important because it's how you call your soul fractals back, realizing perhaps who you were in other lives, parallel lives on different planets, in different circumstances, different places. It helps you connect those fractals together and more of the soul to say, okay, it's time. We're going to move in fully now. We don't have to just leave a fractal there. We can move, move, move. because this ascension is going to be embodied, and we're going to do it through the body. And I think it's so important. You've been speaking about remembrance. I've been speaking about it a lot as well. And it can be distracting just looking too much at your galactic history and forgetting that you are here on the earth plane right now to fulfill a very important mission that you chose. But at the same time, having those fractals while keeping the perspective that this is where you are now can really, really help you reconnect to the gifts that you've forgotten you've had. Reconnecting ancient gifts that you've learned throughout the eons across the multiverse. And I think that is such a beautiful thing and very timely for where we are now. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree, Anina. And the thing is with remembrance, like we see it all the time. A lot of people like, I don't feel like this is home. They look at the sky. I know I'm like off-world energy, or I'm a star being. So where's home? The longing for home. But this is what is magical, all about the remembrance, right? Because you are absolutely accurate. It is a time right now where all the timelines are breaking down and coming back home to the singular one. So that's why we have so many ascension symptoms too, right? Because every time we've got a timeline or a fractal that comes in, there's a detox that happens with it. So you can have like the heart fluttering, you could have nausea. It's more than just the ringing in the ears, guys. I actually do every week a segment on a new ascension symptom, and it helps a lot of people. People think they're crazy with what's going on, but if you don't have something that's like, it's okay, some people do have back issues, but sometimes it's not that. If like, it could be definitely an ascension symptoms. And people, okay, I'm straying right now, let me come back. I was going down a hallway, like I'm bringing myself back
it makes sense, because
okay,
every time something new is coming in, space needs to be made. So whatever little densities there are that are not supposed to be, it needs to go. And that'll
it has to be
detox, whatever form that takes.
And it's a form of purging, right? Because that's what we're detoxing from, whatever was lived into that timeline, or it could be ancestral also detox. Because let's not forget that all our ancestors are cheering us on right now as like cheerleaders with their pom-poms, because all eyes on us. I always see it like a big coliseum, and they're up there, and we're in the coliseum, and they go, 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 you got this. Because when we clear ourselves and come all back to the singularity, we free all that too. It's such a bigger mind like poof than we realize. But again, when we surrender to it and we ride it and we surf it, okay, universe is plasma, let's surf it. Because we were chosen for a reason. Not everyone, I believe, and I don't know, Anina, if you agree on this, but not everyone who volunteered to come here was accepted. Okay, so we're highly decorated.
You might not be accepted. This is a very tough school. We only want top performers because we only have one chance for this big experiment to happen, to pull Earth out of 3D.
Yes, and also there was a trickery here. There could be a chance that we would not wake up. So do you know how like amazing we are? It's like, are you aware you're going in here, but you could get trapped and forget everything and never wake up? And we said, no, we hear the call. We're going, even if I never. So come on. Yay, us.
We are rock stars.
Absolutely.
Literal cosmic rock stars.
Oh, and I love it. I love it. And I do see us like rock stars. Well, Lyrians, and they would be like the rock stars of the off-worlders, like Honey Golden always says. Yeah, they're rock stars. Yeah. But now I forget what I was talking about because I went into a new direction.
Talking about all the timelines collapsing and coming back to that singular point.
Oh, yes. So this is it. Thank you. You got me, like you brought me back in. So this is it, like, oh, I miss home. I know it's not here, but where is it? But while all this is collapsing, and that's where the remembrance is, it's not that we have to hunt in the past of where we used to live and try to make sense of a planet or a universe. But with all that coming in, this is where all that off-world energy and that remembrance comes of where we were. Pleiadian, Andromedan, Arcturian, Lemurian, feline, dragon, architect, perhaps. It all comes here in the singularity. So we don't have to like long for over there. As a remembrance comes in, we bring it back into us. Did that make sense?
Mm. Yeah.
Does that make sense how I explained it?
Yes. And I just
Okay.
realized maybe we had a connection in Lyra.
You and me?
Yeah.
Hey, of course we did.
I mean, it's not my main planet, but I love spending time there and I love cats too. So I think we met there.
No, well, we know each other for sure, and not just there. Like several, we worked together. Like me and Honey also. Like I think we were brothers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because there's an aspect of her where she was a man, and we were brothers somewhere. So me and Anina, higher self, over soul, and universe. So is it just from Lyra? No, so it's going to go to a no. So we've known each other. Okay, so I'm getting like military and scientific. Okay, so that would be the Lyra, the Lyrian version where we were scientific together.
What about
So we.
Arcturus?
Oh, you got a good one here. So stronger with Arcturian energy. It's stronger even.
I can somehow see it in your face. I don't know why or how.
Do I look Arcturian? I don't know. What does an Arcturian look like?
The eyes are like Lyran. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
But there's something else, the square jaw, certain aspects of the face that is Arcturian as well.
But like my essence is mostly dragon energy.
Mm-hmm.
So like my first spark was a dragon.
And I believe the dragons are also connected to the cats, to the Lyra.
Oh yes, absolutely, big time. How I see like our universe came to existence, created, the Big Bang, if you want, was first came architects, then came dragons, then came felines, and so on and so forth. That's how I've always been shown: architect, dragon, feline.
And I think the Arcturians are actually the architects.
I don't know. I've never. Hold on. We're going in circles. Well, it's not saying no. This is like searching, or we're not asking the question properly because it's not a yes, it's not a no. There's missing more information.
Okay, they were not just from.
Okay, so I'm accurate. There's missing. So it's not a no, but it's not a yes. There's something we haven't thought of.
Not just from one planet, but from.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe a bit of Andromeda as well.
Yep. Yeah. Does Anina have dragon energy? Hold on. It's.
But I know
okay, did she have collaborations? Collaboration with. Okay, so not necessarily dragon energy, but you've collaborated with. Yes. Well, you collaborated with me, and I'm dragon. So, there we go. Isn't that fun? Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, there's just so much that we're all learning right now, and really exploring all the corners of ourselves, and it's just so exciting. But again, guys, I just want to say, don't get all caught up in that story, because you are here now, and your human ascension is your first and foremost priority. So use that information and that aspects of you to build the story more fully, so that you have a more holistic understanding of who you really are, the magnitude that you have. But don't get all caught in, I want to just go back to, Lyra.
Yeah.
Because you're here now. You came here for a reason. You want to make a success of this mission. And we are literally almost there. Like, we're going through.
We're there.
A magnificent time.
we're there. I see the future, and linear time is a weird thing, anyways, right? I mean, it only exists right. That's here. That's it. Because I see it more like a Mandela time, where it's like almost like a flower with all these different petals
It's
opening
like
up.
spirals, so we come back to the same thing. We tried a few
Yeah,
different times. We've seen this
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah.
been here before.
Oh yeah. And the thing is it's all for our own ascension, which is mission accomplished. But all of us, we're all fractals of the same energy. So, like everyone else is counting on us. Gaia, the more that, and we have to participate. The main key, the main food supply is bringing that inner child back on. And that's by having fun, being creative, enjoying, playing in the sun, dancing in your underwear, singing out loud. It doesn't matter if you know how to sing or not.
Your most important task, you've got to be very disciplined about this. Be. Just have
Yeah,
fun.
be.
Walk
I
off
love
the
that.
line.
Yes, just be. I
Because we're
love that.
so trained into thinking we've got to be busy, we only worthy if we achieve a certain amount of work, if we prove how busy we are and how many things we can build and like how many things we can achieve. And actually you're missing the point because you're not being enough.
That's right. Yeah.
Because it starts with
It says a lot. It says a lot on being enough, as in a being, and to be a bee like a bumblebee. Like the Matrix is like a honeycomb. So
Yeah.
it's just that word, like being and the bee, and within the matrix, the yellow honeycomb. There's so much in those two words right there that wraps it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw a video, was it today, that bees like to play. They showed these bees that they were having fun with these little balls and they actually like to
Oh,
play.
I never knew, but you say that, and I'm getting a big fat yes.
They don't just work, work, work like busy bees. They like to play.
Oh, don't you love that vision? Because I don't think spiders play. Okay, so we're going to spiders. No, spiders apparently don't play, but bees, they like to play. Well, bees, I mean, it's the source of like everything. Bee, like it's pure magic.
And their wings can't even carry them. So they levitate through vibration. That buzz that they make, that is what makes them.
Really?
Yeah, their wings can't carry
Wow,
their
I did
bodies.
not know that. Oh, look at me learning so much today. I love it. Yeah, you're absolutely accurate.
So
So
they're
it's like
beautiful
they're
little creatures.
so okay. So the bzz, does it come from their throat or from the wings?
Um, Now you're asking me something. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
because
think
the
it's a bit
first
of
bit,
both.
because I got the vision of like a cat purring with the bzz.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so it comes from within them. So it's like the I don't know. Does it
Like
have
the
to do also
vibration
with
in
the
their little
wings?
bodies, like oh.
Okay, so it's a mix of both apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But so if a bee wouldn't do bzz, could it fly? No, it's going to go to a no. So they would just say, "Whoa." Wow,
Exactly.
how funny is that, huh? Mind blown.
Yeah. Everything is vibration and
Oh
frequency.
yes. That's a beautiful like a thing to bring in right now, huh? Because healing is frequency, it's vibration. I believe it's all in that, all of it. Do
Yeah.
you know that if you break your bones in your body, and not that you're going to, but example, lock yourself in a bedroom with, I don't know, like 50 cats, and just a purring will repair your bones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they will instinctively go, if there's a room full of people, they'll go to the person that needs maybe
Mm.
some healing.
Yeah.
They'll go and sit on their lap and they'll just gently even out the frequency.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? And they can, yeah, they can sense so much more than we can. They can look sometimes in the room at something and like, what are they looking at? And you think, oh, they're just being, back in the day, like just being like silly cats. No, they can see
No.
stuff you can't see.
Yeah.
Like they're actually looking at something. More than likely, it's a demon that's not supposed to be here. You go.
Sometimes, yes, but
It could be
sometimes they
others
could
as
catch.
well.
elementals. They
Yeah.
spot elementals. They could spot some of our deceased that we love, our ancestors.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like a man's best friend is a dog. So walking, in the simulation as the protector and all that. But a cat, there's a reason why the mystics and all have the cat, right? Because it always has one foot into like the dream state and one foot here. They meditate all the time.
Yeah.
So, like they say also, when you buy a new house, bring a cat and throw your cat within, and it'll go through the house and chase away any kind of gremlin energy or,
Yes.
yeah,
That's why they
yeah,
just walk through your house and
yeah.
they just clear the space for you. They take care of
They're,
all of it.
they're so
Now,
magnificent.
they
They're,
are, and I believe they also, was gifted to us via the Lyrans because,
mhm,
they said, okay, we're going to send a more simplified version of ourselves down.
mhm.
Put a little fractal of our soul in there and just to accompany the humans, clear the energy, help them a little bit because it's hard there on 3D Earth. So I believe they
Mhm.
were gifted to us as well, the what we call house cats or house pets to help us.
Yes, yes, I get that, but I also recently got like more information in my meditation. So, have you ever noticed that like the big like jungle cats are very different than our small house cats? Like the house cats, they have like reptilian slits
Hmm.
and they hiss like a snake,
Hmm.
and they go
That's
for
interesting.
mice like a snake.
You know why? Because actually, not like a snake, like a mini dragon.
Yes, yes. Like the what do you call those dragons? I know what you're talking about. They
Because back in the day, ages ago, a lot of us had dragons as companions. We used to travel literally on their backs, and we
yeah,
used
so it
to.
is that. Okay, so it's because the mountain lions or they have round pupils, like the lion and all that.
That's
They don't have
interesting. Yes,
slits,
that's so
and
interesting.
I don't know if they hiss so much. Like
I've never
maybe a
seen
few, but
a
they don't
wild lion
usually.
hiss.
They growl, I think, like not
Yes.
like. So I think that maybe the house cats could have been like an experiment done in Great Grand Egypt, and that's where the house cat came, and then they worshipped them because they saw like how like utterly psychic they were.
Well, I
There's
also think
some
at that point they were like literal lion beings who had lion heads and human bodies,
Well, yes, yes. But I'm talking about the domestic house cat today because it's
Mm,
very different from the cougar, the lion, or the
that's true.
tiger, right?
Yeah.
Fascinating, but I love the dragon. Like, what do you call? I know the dragon. It's the one that poofs up its neck. Like, is that what you're talking about? That dragon?
Yeah. But I'm just thinking if you say like reptilian, I'm thinking more of dragons than I'm seeing the low level reptilians because the dragons is the original
Uh-huh.
form. There was then
Yeah,
that shoot off that was manipulated by,
yeah.
other nefarious races, and it became the Siakar and that lower warrior races that
Hmm.
basically controlled by AI.
Yes,
But the
yes.
original source of the dragon is a very ancient, pure
Hmm.
being.
Oh, and they're still around, and they're back, and they're all past the ice wall, and
But I've definitely felt at times because I lost my beloved cat last year, and I cannot tell
hmm.
you, it was worse than I almost embarrassed to say, but it was almost worse than losing my mother.
Anyway.
I was devastated, and sometimes I still cry about it. So we definitely had a connection in other lives, in other. I know that we were together before, perhaps even in dragon form. So I
You're talking
definitely
about you
feel
and
that
your
there's a
cat, or
link,
you and me?
right?
Who are you talking about? You and your cat, or you and me?
My cat,
Okay, yes, okay, that's what I
or
thought.
at
Okay.
least a fractal of being that I knew in another life was sent down through the cat.
I get a big yes.
And
A
I
big,
was
and your cat's still
devastated.
around. I can feel the frequency, the energy. They stick around. Do you
Yeah,
not? What was your cat's name?
Zorro.
Of course, it was Zorro. Of course, it was Zorro.
He had a little mask. He had a little black mask, like
Oh
this
yeah, yeah,
white
yeah,
and then black, and he was so beautiful.
yeah. Do you not feel him sometimes?
I do, but I
Mm.
do miss the physical presence, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was definitely a very, very strong bond from both sides
Mm.
since the beginning. Like he was definitely with me in many other lives. And even the animal communicator said that as well. When I was losing him, I was like, called this woman and she helped me through the process. But it was a hard one, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wow, I still feel guilty. Maybe I did something wrong. I didn't look after him enough and I didn't do the right thing. Yeah, and there. And
No,
anyway,
that's too heavy. You can't do that because Zorro doesn't feel that. And comes a
no,
time because animals they don't believe in death, right? They're aware, like because they're always in the astral, in the dream state. So
yeah,
for them, it's very natural. My mission
in and
is
out.
done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm not afraid, but I get what you mean. So don't the guilt is not good
No,
because
I know.
Zorro, like, why?
And
Why?
you know what
But
the animal communicator said to me?
what?
He said, Zorro said, you don't need to be forgiven if you've already been forgiven.
Yes.
Because I felt so guilty.
But there was nothing to forgive, is what I'm getting.
Mm,
Like from his energy point, no matter
it was
how it
quite
ended.
profound.
Yeah, yeah. But I get
Anyway.
what you mean because see my painting over there that I did. That's my cat Jet, who then
Mm.
after I had tattooed on my hand, and on
Oh.
my knuckles it says Lord Jet. So I
Wow.
get it. Like
You
I was
really
obsessed with
dedicated a
Jet.
significant part of your skin to him.
No, well, yes, because I loved him so. I mean, I could do anything I wanted with it. He loved to play amusement park. So I'd grab him on the floor and throw him in the sky, then grab him and bring him in my legs and then throw. He loved that game. But what's funny is that now I have three other black cats, and the baby, Mowgli, a part of Jet's soul aspect, is in Mowgli.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But I still see Jet's spirit in the house. Sometimes I'll be walking and it's like, I almost trip on myself because I think it's like an actual one of my cats. And I go, oh no, it's Jet. I can walk through him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's still in practical terms sometimes hard to learn that they still, yeah, because we
Oh, they're
still
all
miss that
over.
physical presence.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, it's soon we will be fully multidimensional, so we don't have to feel that we are so imprisoned by this physical
Mm.
experience always. We're getting more and more able to, move around as we need to.
Yes. Yes. It's a great, great time, my baby.
So beautiful, so exciting.
Yes.
So
Yes.
make the most of it, guys.
Mm.
It's not always fun because we have got to do the shadow work, as they say, and that can be not so fun and the ascension symptoms. But if you know the cause that it's for, it's like, okay, let's get it done. Let's move on. And it's just we keep leveling up and we just keep upgrading and discovering more parts of ourselves and more parts of our gifts and getting in touch with the things that we've forgotten have existed. So it really is such a beautiful time. Treasure it and make the most of it. And yeah, just know everyone that you're doing an amazing job
Mm.
and
Yes.
just keep going.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, Richard's got an amazing course now with Honey. So go and
Yes.
check that out, guys. That's so awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to start this on July the 11th. So that'll be on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time zone. So my time. And so it'll be, I think it's a 1 hour class. Then the two next Saturdays at the same time. So it's a three-class session where Honey and I were going to help you to how to easily connect and trust within your higher self. Because this is what Honey does, and this is what I do. And we want to bring the facility and teach you how. So yes, there's going to be some work, there's going to be some activity, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So already we got, I don't know, past 150 who have joined.
Oh, wow.
And we start in 2 weeks. So we're going to make it fun. And if you do, your lessons or your work, by the end, like you'll have the tools to start trusting, that this is your higher self that's there, hopefully. But if we can do it, you can do it too. But again, it's finished a day where, like people want like a quick pill to fix something.
Yeah.
We all have to work at it. And that's what we're going to do with that course, is a lot like trusting and bring that inner child alive, right? We got to work at it, like just going to a popular guru for a healing and not doing anything. It's finished those days, because we all have it within us. Yeah, it's not empowering at all. It actually gives your power away.
Yeah.
And so often it's very softening.
Yeah.
Softening. So yes, we got that. So if you'd like to, thank you for mentioning it, Anina. Go to honeyseagolden.com and you can register there with Richard and Honey Bunny. Yay!
Awesome. That's going to be so awesome. And then I'm going to ask Richard to do a little invocation.
Yes.
And I've got a very special retreat coming up and a sacred site called Adam's Calendar. That I'm flying up for, to the northern part of South Africa, actually close to the White Lines. I said close. I don't know exactly how close. Is it 200 kilometers or 100 miles? I don't know, but it's in the same region. So that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's going to be so special, because we will also do a bit of both. We will do some grid work and heal some of the land there, but we'll also activate our DNA and our ancient remembrance. So maybe Richard's little invocation will really like set the tone. And of course, I'll come and report back. But yeah, just so special. So that would be a perfect way to end this beautiful conversation.
Beautiful. And perhaps our next time we could talk exactly about ley lines and grid work. You just said that, and that could be a great topic for our next collaboration.
I'm sure that I'm going to have a lot to report back on as well.
I can't wait. So I wrote two, pardon me?
Yeah, do you want to share with us?
Yes, so I did two things. So let me find what I sent them to Anina already. So if you would want, you can put the link in the description, so you can just tap and then go get it if you want it.
Yes, I will definitely.
So I wrote two things. I'm going to start first with. Hold on, I have so many notes. I have a lot of notes, guys.
Open it up.
Okay, so the first one is an invocation of cosmic remembrance and earthly reunion. Whoops. All right, let's go. Beloved stars in human form, we call back the scattered stories of our becoming. From the seed of the singularity, we return to the still point within. The universe not above us, but alive in our bones. We remember the Mandela of our soul. Each lifetime a petal, each petal a prayer. We honor the galaxies that breathe through our blood. The Pleiadian songs, the Syrian waters, the Arcturian codes hidden in our dreams. We bless the earth grids that carry our footsteps. May our light mend the rivers of ley. May our bodies anchor the crystalline weave. In walking, in waking, and in dream, we are grid keepers, repairing the song lines for the generations to come. To the ones who feel homesick for distant suns, know this: your home is not lost, but found within. You are the starlight and the soil, the temple and the traveler. We vow to remember ourselves, to gather our lost threads, to weave them back into wholeness, and to stand here now as sovereign fractals of the One. May the remembrance guide us. May the ley lines flow clear. May the past, present, and future spiral into the eternal now. And so it is, and so we are, we remember.
I love it. I love it. That's so beautiful.
Did you move the rooms? It looks different where you're at. Did you change rooms while I was reading?
No, it's getting dark here. So
oh, is that what's happening? Oh my God.
Look a little different.
It's crazy. Just the time I read. Wow. Did you like it?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Yay. Can I read the other one too? Because that one I found was in honor to the white lions.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, thank you. White lion, heart blessing for South Africa. We stand now in the roar of remembrance. Roar? We call upon the white lions of Tim Bavadi, star messengers and guardians of the golden heart. We awaken the lion heart within us, the courage that protects the children, the strength that clears the shadows, the sovereignty that bows to none but source. May the crystalline song lines hum once more from Table Mountain to the deepest sea. May the whales and dolphins carry our prayers, stitching new dreams into the tides. Bless this land, bless her people, bless every ancestor who rises to heal. We are living pride, sovereign, wild, and free. White lions stand with us. Sirius, roar through us. Africa, rise golden once again. And so it is, and so we are, and so shall it ever be.
Oh, that's so special. I really, really love it.
I love it too. I love it too. And this was, I had to add a second one because when I encountered these lions, I know I need to create something for South Africa. Comes from my heart, from the universe to you.
We appreciate it so much. Thank you, Richard.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome you with open arms when you're ready to visit us.
Thank you.
Which hopefully is soon.
Yes, it'll be soon. I feel it.
Oh, that's awesome. Can't wait. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're inspired and uplifted because that's what we need to be right now to receive all this beautiful energy.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, everyone. And hopefully not too long before we have Richard on again. He's always such a joy to have on.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And if you may, Femi, if you're not already, please go and subscribe to my channel, please.
Yes, please do. I know most of you are, but for the odd ones that might have
There's
not
always
done
new
it,
ones.
the
Yeah.
link is right below in the description. So make sure you do.
We love you, world.
We love you, world. Thanks so
Mwah,
much.
my beautiful Anina. Talk to you
Bye
soon.
bye.